D-Lo full for boxing. Shout out to the LDBC. Shout out to Marlo's Corner Tricks and the whole block fam. Had to sub to Marlo's Corner. Go over and subscribe to Marlo's Corner as well as Marlo's Corner 2 and catch the live stream of the fights. And by that I do mean commentary, not the actual fight. And listen to Trey X call the frog out of Will with his blow-by-blow commentary. Okay, so I made a video about Tank Davis missing weight for the Gamboa showdown. I just went back and watched a couple of videos on the subject, read an article on the subject, and basically from watching the video, from what I saw afterwards, after Tank missed weight by 1.2 pounds, him and Gamboa had a face-off in which Tank looked upset and agitated the whole time when they brought him together. And Gamboa just stoically stared him in the face. Prototypical face-off, you know? And what ensued was, at the conclusion of the announcer making all the announcements, talking about the showdown, right as they're getting ready to break away from one another after the stare down, you have Tank, for no reason whatsoever, because Gamboa never said a word to him, pushed Gamboa. Okay, in my opinion, it's a situation where Tank was ashamed and embarrassed because he blew weight. He was looking for a fight, looking for a distraction. He's had some things to say about Gamboa being cocky and he's gonna take it out his ass in the ring, so forth and so on. But the reality is, if Tank's looking for an opponent that he can intimidate, Gamboa's not that guy. Gamboa is not just cocky, he's an ultra confident fighter for good reason. Yes, he's on the tail end of his career, he's a little long in the tooth, but that's a man who believes in his ability wholeheartedly and he expects to win every fight. Okay? Tank had no reason to push that man other than to create a spectacle or to try to intimidate him, which, as I just stated, I don't see that working. Gamboa believes in himself, he believes in his ability, and he, quite frankly, as he stated, he believes he's already beaten better fighters than Tank Davis. Whether that's true or not, that's up to interpretation. Okay? After the shoving, there was like a mini brawl that broke out. You know, more so a bunch of pushing and shoving, or people trying to separate the fighters, trying to separate the camps. And the thing that really was most upsetting to me about it was you had Paul Williams up there on the stage, a guy who's already been paralyzed. Y'all know the story of Paul Williams. I mean, I ain't gonna get into all that. But Paul Williams already been through enough. He's at one of these fights as an honorary guest when he comes to these shows. The least that we can do, or they should do rather, is make sure that he's not put in harm's way. Man, he can't get up and run off stage. Okay? You had greats like Evander Holyfield standing there. As a matter of fact, Holyfield was holding the titles when they were doing the face-off. Holyfield may look to be in shape, but Holyfield's an old man. You know, by today's, well, put it like this, by comparison to Tank and Gamboa, he's an old man. He don't need to be up there getting shoved around by a bunch of idiots up there that, you know, can't keep their composure. So this is a sad look. You know what I'm saying? It's a sad look, bad look for Tank Davis. Guy you really want to root for, especially when you hear his backstory, know some of the things he's overcome in his life. Same thing with Gamboa. You know, Gamboa's backstory, a lot of people don't know about it. Gamboa went through a lot on he and his family for him to be here in the U.S. and fighting, just like a lot of the other guys who defected from Cuba. So it's hard not to root for either of the guys in this fight. And it's hard for me not to root for those guys in any fight. But I'm saying here that this whole situation was something that was predicated by Tank Davis's behavior once he missed weight and the decisions he made after that. If Tank wants to be upset about himself not making weight, he has to look no further than Tank Davis. You know, and if he starts to become a pariah and starts to be a guy that fans root against and want to see lose and want to see doing bad, it's going to be a situation where when he starts to question why people have turned on him, he's going to have to look no further than Tank Davis. Tank has to take his career seriously. He has to conduct himself like a professional. And he has to do the things that he needs to do to put himself in a situation where he can ascend in the sport of boxing, not have setbacks, like missing, blowing weight on a scale. He's already lost a title on the scale before. This isn't a situation where he loses a title, but he loses the opportunity to pick up a regular title, which to me doesn't mean a whole lot, but for him, it probably does, and for a lot of these fighters, it does, because my understanding is these titles help them in terms of negotiations, in terms of their purses, and so forth and so on. There are certain accelerators in their contracts if they're holding a title, and so forth and so on. So I'm not going to knock the whole thing about him having a shot at the title, which now he doesn't have a shot at, but I'm sure Gamboa will be glad to, if he was able to win that title, he'd be happy, especially with where his career has been lately, to get him back to this spot after 4 straight wins. I'm sure he's very anxious to try to pick up that title. But I just want to end and say I'm disappointed in how this thing played out. I hope they have everything under control going forward. Hope there's nothing ridiculous that happens in the fight. I want to see a cleanly contested fight between the two guys, two highly skilled fighters. As fans, we should be in for a treat. For as long as this fight lasts, I expect it to be a great showdown. That's all I got to say on this subject. D-Lo 404 Boxing. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'm out. Peace.